today the recipe is khao sui. So, in simple words, I should say it's like soup noodles, but originally this dish is from Burma. And when I cook it, I feel it's more like a curry version, but of course, a little less thicker. And you can make a vegetarian one as well as a non-veg. Generally, in Burma, they make it with beef. However, I have tried to do a chicken one. It's a wholesome one pot meal, ideal for winters as well as when you have people over. And it goes very well with stir fry vegetables as well as any Asian salad on the side. It's got a lot of small condiments which you keep on the side when you're serving this soup noodles. It's highly nutritious, it's got good amount of protein, but just a word of caution that in this recipe, we use coconut milk. So people who have high cholesterol issues, you need to keep in mind the amount of coconut milk which you would be adding in that. So in my recipe for 6 people, I've added just 1 can. You can alter it depending upon, the health issues as well as the kind of consistency you would prefer. If you look at the ingredients, you will be like, oh my God, so many things, but it's not. It's very simple, very basic. And commonly you get these ingredients in wet markets, supermarkets, and everywhere. You don't have to hunt a lot. Only thing where I think you might, find it difficult is going to be a chickpea flour, where you get in Asian stores, Indian stores, and nowadays various good supermarkets also stock them. So this is the ingredients list. Then you have the condiments which you serve with the khao sui on the side. It's got hard-boiled eggs, some lemon slices, fresh chopped coriander and spring onions. Then you have fresh green chili, which is chopped and dipped in soya sauce and vinegar mix, along with fried shallots and garlic. Here is the method. I will be showing the video now, and then you can always come back to the written method over here if you have any difficulty. So hope you enjoy this recipe. Just give me a moment to share my video once again. Hello everyone. So today in this session, I am going to show you the demonstration of a very tasty, healthy one-pot meal dish. It's a Southeast Asian dish, and it uses lots of different kinds of spices, and it's a Burmese recipe. It's a one-pot meal, and it's called as khao sui. So now this khao sui is traditionally made with beef, but I'm going to show you my version wherein I use chicken. People who would prefer to do it vegetarian can also make a vegetarian one with vegetables like baby corn, broccoli, mushroom, as well as tofu. So I'm going to do my demonstration using chicken. So now in this recipe, you would be thinking, oh my God, so many things, but it's not so. Yes, it does take a bit of extra time because it's got a lot of chopping and mincing and sauteing for a long time. So in this, the ingredients are number one, crushed garlic. I have crushed the garlic. There are about 7 pods. I'm going to be using lemongrass. So I have crushed this lemongrass to release its flavor. Then I have chopped tomatoes, about 7 big-sized tomatoes, which I have chopped. Some 3 breasts of chicken, medium size, which I have cut into long strips. Then for spices, I would be using salt, the coriander powder available at Indian stores or Asian stores, turmeric powder, red chili powder. And now in this, apart from using coconut milk to thicken the soup, we also use little bit of chickpea flour. So it's available at Indian stores, and it is also available in various supermarkets, and it's not a problem that you will not get it. It's easy to find. So in this khao sui, we make a stock. So first what we do is basically saute the garlic as well as the tomatoes together and saute them really well. Once it has cooled down, then I blend it in the mixer grinder and I make a paste out of it. In that paste, I saute the chicken for a few minutes, and then I add in the lemongrass. The lemongrass releases its flavor. I add 1 or 2 stock cubes of nor. You can use any other stock cube also. If you get stock cubes which just contain the herbs like simple oregano as well as celery or salt. You can use that. And finally, once the chicken is cooked, I add in the coconut milk as well as give it a good stir. And then I slowly add this chickpea flour to give the desired thickness. You can also do a variation wherein you add less coconut milk but more of this chickpea flour to make it less fatty. And the only thing with chickpea flour is once you add it, you have to keep stirring the soup so that no lumps are formed. And the interesting part is that it comes with various small accompanied things which you have to serve khao with. So here I'm showing boiled egg, which I have hard boiled egg, which is grated, few lemon slices, some chopped green chili along with soya sauce, some fried shallots as well as garlic to garnish on top, along with some chopped spring onions as well as coriander. You serve it with noodles. So I will be using these noodles, which I have to cook them in boiled water for a few minutes. The instructions are given at the back. And then once this meal is ready, this pot of soup stock along with chicken is ready. It's a full meal in itself. You can put it on the dining table along with the noodles as well as the accompanied small flavors with it. And people can make their own bowl. It's a full complete meal in itself. And if you have a party, then of course, you can do a salad on the side or some sauteed vegetables like broccoli and carrots, sesame flavored. So let's begin. So in this, first of all, in a pan, in a stock pot, I am going to be using crushed garlic as well as tomatoes in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil and saute it really well. So I would be bringing in the video in a few minutes. Welcome back. Now, as you can see, in this stock pot, I have added the tomatoes as well as the garlic, and I am cooking it. So the tomatoes are roughly chopped. What I'm going to do is that they have to be sauteed really well for about 15-20 minutes on medium flame as well as slow flame. And then once it cools down, I will add the spices and I will let it cool down. Once it cools down, then I am going to blend it in the blender and make a paste out of it. Now this is how this tomato as well as garlic paste looks like after sauteing for 10-15 minutes. I've added the spices, which is the chili powder in this, about 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, as well as 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and some salt according to taste. Now once it cools down, then I'm going to blend it very well and add in the raw chicken cut into strips and saute it till the chicken is cooked. And then finally we'll go in the coconut milk and lastly the chickpea flour, stirring it well so that there are no lumps and the soup is made. After blending, this is how the paste looks like. And now I'm going to add in the raw chicken strips. Along with the raw chicken strips, the pounded lemongrass stalks will also go in. I will add them into the stock pot so that the flavors of lemongrass also seep into the stock and into the paste. And also I will add in 2 cubes of Knorr chicken cubes. Now you can see how the color has changed because I have added the coconut milk to it along with the lemongrass and the stock cubes. So the color has changed number one because of turmeric and also because of the coconut milk. As you can see, this paste is still very thick. It is not like a soup form. So what I'm going to do is add water and change the consistency, make it a little more soupy. So if you really like the coconutty texture, so you can add in more coconut milk. However, we prefer to have less of coconut milk and thicken it with more water, more soupy, and then just thicken it up with a little bit of chickpea flour. So what I did here was that I took the chickpea flour, I added a lot of soup in the blender, and I made a small little paste out of the chickpea flour. And then I poured it into this, and now I'm going to continuously stir it so that no lumps are formed to thicken the soup. As you can see, there are no lumps now. It's just the lemongrass which is floating on top, and the broth is getting thickened. So I will cook this broth for about another 7 to 8 minutes, and then the soup is ready. I will add in the chicken and finally serve it on the table with noodles and that big tray of boiled egg, shallots, coriander, lemon slices, as well as green chili. So here is the cow suet, finely made. So at the bottom is the noodles, followed by the soup stock and grated boiled egg with some shallots, spring onions, along with some lemon juice and soya sauce. Enjoy. Hope you liked it, Dawn, and you would try it at your place.